Yo, it's yo. Boom. Y'all let me send a cut. So hey, today, bro, we got the mic working back. You feel me? Audio not gonna be fucked up no more. We got Sleepaway Camp Kill Count. We got this requested by Cole Master. So yeah, bro. Nah, you know what's crazy? I used to watch this guy's videos back in the day, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. But I don't know what happened. I don't be watching him no more. But he still be getting views and shit off of the kill counts. But anyways, let's get to this.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and I am so happy because today we're looking at Sleepaway Camp, one of my absolute all-time favorite horror movies. Released in 1983, the title and premise of Sleepaway Camp suggests that it'll be a Friday the 13th clone. And while 2 of the 3 sequels in the Sleepaway Camp series are more like the prototypical slasher, the original film is so much more. Written and directed by film student Robert Hiltzik, his one and only
he's basically saying this is a fake Friday the 13th, basically.
Movie before he made the 4th one 20 years later. Sleepaway Camp is a cult classic, mostly known for its infamous ending. But I'm actually upset that the ending overshadows the rest of the movie because it's straight up fucking bizarre, right down to the goddamn bone. I'm gonna have a hard time not commenting on every weird ass scene and including every hilarious line delivery, like this one.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. This look, he does look like Friday the 13th. What's better, this or Friday the 13th? Because he got more parts to this. There's more movies. So I'll probably react to more, but... What y'all like more, Friday the 13th for this?
I believe there's a whole bag.
Or this one.
There's a bomb!
Alright, one more?
How the hell did that get there?
Okay, now one more.
It's you!
Nice. This is definitely one of those movies that you should go watch for yourself before watching the kill count. You should experience this masterpiece as unspoiled as possible. Sleepaway Camp works so well for me because it feels so damn authentic. The kids are actual kids, played by 12 to 17-year-olds, and they talk like real kids too, swearing almost as much as I do.
I'll kick your freaking asses over this goddamn camp!
Add in random little things like a rooftop water balloon fight or Counselor Ronnie's way too short of shorts, and you get a truly unique movie.
Hey, yo, wait, hold up, what?
Or Counselor Ronnie's way too
Hey, yo! Nah, bro, he bugging, bro. Nah, yo, what gym teachers did you used to have, bro? Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Gym teachers in middle school and shit, bro, they used to be wildin', bro. I remember bitches would be running and shit. They would be looking at them and shit. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna cap. Bro, 3rd grade. I know it wasn't a rumor because motherfuckers was talking about this and shit. And it was like, it was on the news and shit. Even teachers didn't want to talk about it or nothing. There was this teacher, right? I think she was an ELA teacher. And she, you feel me? She smashed one of the students. I don't know what grade he was in. But I know what happened when I was in 3rd grade. That was like when 2000, I don't even know, 2011, 2012, I don't even know. But bro, it happens. Even though it was a shorty smashing a guy, it still happens, bro.
short of shorts, and you get a
except when a guy does it, it's different. Cause you feel me, there's praising, but when a shorty does it, she a slut and shit, so.
Truly unique movie that feels like
actually no, I'm bugging. When a nigga does it, he gets shamed, and when a shorty does it, the nigga that smashed gets praised.
Filmed with a home video camera at an actual summer camp. Plus, it's got some respectable practical effects when it gets to the gory goodness. Right now, how many kills will we find at Camp Arawak? Let's sit around the campfire and count them up.
And right now, bro, I got this shit.
The movie begins in 5
I just got this shit because of work, bro. But don't take this shit normally. If you take this shit normally, bro, you're either underage or you're weird. Or white. That's it. That's the only time they're gonna hit carts like this. It's only valid if you're going to like school, like college, high school, some shit, or if you're going to work. Other than that, you shouldn't be using this.
Memory of Mom, a doer. Did she have anything to do with this very dramatic title card? If so, props to Mom. I really enjoyed it. In fact, I'm a huge fan of all of Edward Billis's overly dramatic score for this movie.
That was a horrible ghost.
That's some
bad at
epic
those.
shit right there. On a lake shared by the nearby Camp Arawak, a man named John Baker suntans his chest hair while his kids Peter and Angela argue over some bullshit. Such a relaxing day on the water for Dad, as long as those kids of his aren't little schemers. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no!
You little
I'm not gonna lie.
Day.
Bro, I will be shitting my pants. I'll be shitting myself, bro. Bro, you're in the ocean. You don't know what's under there. There could be a shark. There could be piranhas, bro. There could be a jellyfish, a eel. Should I keep on going? Like, bro, how are you not scared?
Ruined. That's okay. This dude Lenny is here saying that it's time for them to leave anyway. You'll get some more Lenny later, but there is some dispute over his exact relationship to the other characters, as hilariously explored when Sleepaway Camp was covered by the podcast How Did This Get Made?
Oh, you guys, so that was his wife? That was his wife?
No. Yes.
I highly suggest listening to that episode and watching the fun little animated clip I'm linking to here. Sharing the lake with the Bakers is a Camp Arawak lifeguard and his gal pal Marianne, who are currently busy screaming at each other over their motorboat engine.
You look like a steam hunchback! Clean up, will ya?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You look like a...
You know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna be able to hear you. They're towing a teary-eyed water skier who wants to be done with this shit, especially when she sees that they're headed towards John Baker's flipped over boat. It's too late for them to turn out of the way though, so we kick things off with 2 kills for the count. John Baker and one of his children. The other kid is left paddling in their life jacket while the witnesses scream and or exclaim breathlessly. 8 years later, a brightly dressed woman named Martha is sending her brash
that
son
them?
Ricky and her demure niece Angela.
Oh, is that the story? Is the guy that got killed with his child? Is that the? Actually, let me just watch, bro. I don't know what
Survivor
this
of
is
that
about.
boating
Let me
accident
just
off to
watch.
Camp Arawak. Angela is played by the then 13-year-old Felissa Rose, who has been nothing but an absolute sweetheart every time I've run into her. If you ever get the chance to meet her at a convention, I can't recommend it enough. She is truly fantastic. Also fantastic is the portrayal of Aunt Martha by actor Desiree Gould. Her bizarre acting choices make it feel like she's not only in a different movie, but on a different planet entirely.
We wouldn't want them to leave without us, now would we? No? No, I'm afraid that wouldn't do.
Yeah, no wonder Ricky's eager to get away from his space case mom. But not before she gives both kids their physicals for camp.
Just be careful not to tell anyone how you got them. Oh, no, I'm afraid that they wouldn't approve of that at all. Even though they know that I am a doctor.
Lady, you're scaring us! A bunch of school buses
Bruh,
unleash hordes
I'm
of
not gonna
hyper
lie.
children onto Camp Arrow.
I kind of understand her, but is she just talking to herself, or is she just delivering the lines like that?
Where they're yelled at by Counselor Ronnie, he of the muscles and short shorts, and camp owner Mel, who looks like he finances adult films during the off-season.
Oh, yeah,
Disgustingly
yeah.
enough, these actual children are also ogled at by head chef Artie.
Look at all that young, fresh chicken. Where I come from, we call them baldies.
Oh, what the fuck, dude? And what the fuck, fellow cook Ben? That shit ain't funny. Although I do have a fun fact to lighten the mood. That Ben guy is played by Robert Earl Jones, and his voice is pretty similar to his son James Earl Jones. You know, friggin' Darth Vader / Mufasa.
They're too young to even understand what's on your mind.
Talk about the dark
Oh.
side. Ricky meets up with his camp friend Paul, who he introduces to his quiet cousin Angela, since it's her first time away from home since the boating accident. Paul's like, yeah, that's cool, before telling Ricky that another girl named Judy has recently developed, and now has jugs bigger than Annette's. Ricky goes and tries to holla at her, only to be given the cold shoulder. Ouch, you know that's gotta hurt, especially since they had been steadies the previous summer. Oh, those summer nights. Although Ricky loves it here.
Bro, back in the day, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Actually, I don't even know, bro. Shorty's been thoughts forever, bro. But back in the day, bro, they were probably way more thoughty. Just because, actually, bro, I don't know, bro. It's 50-50, low-key. Because back then, niggas used to leave their houses more, used to dip way more, and have no technology. But nowadays, you can just text people. I actually don't know, bro. If you were old head, no offense to you, but if you were old head, let me know. You feel me? Let me know in the comments, bro.
Angela has a much harder time adapting to camp.
Old head, bro. Old head is anything over. I used to say 21, bro. Right? I'm gonna be generous and just say 23. You feel me? After 23, you're old head, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
She stares vacantly at Judy in the girls' cabin.
I'm getting up there, bro. I just turned 19. You feel me? So I'm getting up there. But bro, I can't be known as an old head, bro. Shit gonna hurt.
She refuses to eat anything in the cafeteria, and 3 days in, she still hasn't said a word to anyone. This prompts Ronnie and his high-definition bulge to take Angela into the kitchen to look for something she might want to eat. To this day, I can't tell if Ronnie is just a clueless good guy or if he's purposely feeding Angela to the camp pedophile. But the end result is the same. Angela's left alone in the kitchen with Artie, who immediately becomes the most disgusting human being you have ever seen. He's just about to rape this poor girl in the pantry when cousin Ricky walks in and interrupts him.
Hey, what are you doing?
Keep your mouth shut, hear me? You didn't see nothing.
Jesus, first Artie attempts sexual assault, and now he's intimidating witnesses and beating up boxes? Is there nothing this monster won't do? Also, apparently there was no stunt coordinator for this movie, so Ricky's actor, Jonathan Tiersten, then 17 years old, got pretty banged up doing multiple takes for this scene.
I had rows on my back with redness. And, I just remember Robert saying, again. He's just snickering. And I'm like, oh my God.
It's weird. It seems like everyone else has very fond memories of making this movie, but something about Jonathan Tiersten's interviews felt a little sad to me. I hope you're doing all right, man. Later that day, Artie is trying to...
Yeah. Them child actors, bro, they be fucked up, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Them child actors, they be having issues.
Boil corn in the single largest pot I've ever seen when a first-person killer sneaks in and pulls his chair out from under his feet. The resulting fall leaves Artie covered in gnarly-looking burns from his fingers to his face. Those burns are almost as nasty as all the fly-filled sticky paper hanging in the kitchen. The practical effects in this film were done by Edward French, which was a delight for me to learn because I previously covered his work in another bizarre favorite of mine, Blood Rage. He even had a small part in that movie as the sugar daddy date who ended up decapitated. French used liquid gelatin to make the scalded skin effects here and pumped some air into them to create bubbling blisters. Very cool and very gross, but not quite a kill, since we last see Artie being taken to a medical facility. Because of that, I don't think the dude died. I'm assuming he lived on, his outside now matching his disgusting inner character. After Mel pays off Ben and the rest of the kitchen staff to keep quiet, lest the campers or their parents get worried, we get a pretty good stretch of random weird camp stuff. First is some inappropriate nerd hazing, complete with actual bare ass and a pretty funny butt slap sound effect. Hazing is never okay, kids, but that noise is pretty fucking hilarious. Let's see, we also get another camp counselor in questionable attire, this dude Gino in his crop top and cut-off jorts, that's pretty, something. And finally, we get one of the highlights of this movie, when Ricky's friends have a baseball game against a cabin of older boys. This sequence is one of my favorites, mostly because of how needlessly long it is. It has 2 separate dissolves showing us that a lot of time has passed. We don't need to see every play in this game, Sleepaway Camp. This is absurd. Thankfully, our patience is rewarded with the greatest exchange of insults I've ever heard.
If you think about it, bro, they probably played a full game of ball. They probably played a full game just for this take. Mind you, that's like 20, 30 minutes, bro. That's low. You feel me? They would want to show that. It took time.
A movie.
This guy blows dead dogs. Just lay it in there.
Eat shit and die, Ricky.
Eat shit and live, Bill.
Eat shit and live, Bill. Eat shit and live. That night, there's a dance in the rec hall where Angela gets teased by these dudes Kenny and Mike after she fails to respond to their pickup lines.
Yo, Angela, how come you're so fucked up?
I love that Felissa Rose cites this as one of her favorite scenes she got to film.
They cracked me up. Yo, Angela. What's the matter? Yo, why are you so fucked up?
Lucky for Angela, cowboy cousin Ricky and his pal Paul are here to interfere on her behalf. And Ricky instigates the first of this movie's many boy piles, which, as the name implies, is just a big old pile of boys. When the boys are depiled, we get some Ricky rage.
Folks, I'm gonna beat your fucking asses in!
And the smarmiest middle finger I've ever seen. Holy shit, I fucking love this dude's face.
Bro, why are they moving like that? Bro, what am I...
Fuck you. That's my favorite. Paul checks on Angela and gives a nice boy monologue where he says he's sorry about what happened to her family. His conversation upsets Judy, but entrances Angela, and by the time he has to leave, he even gets a word out of her.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Chop Top, you're not allowed at Camp Arawak. Get out of here. Down by the lake, older camper Billy, the dude who was told to eat shit and live, gets very upset when he can't convince the girls to go skinny dipping.
The hell with you then.
It's okay, Billy. There's nothing stopping you and your friends from having a bare butt aquatic boy pile. I know it's the name of that podcast I recommended, but seriously, how did this get made? That Kenny dude who was teasing Angela at the
Bro, that
dance
means they
takes the
actually had to do all that.
canoe out with a
Nah.
girl, but of course
That's
he's
crazy.
a dick about it and ends up flipping it over. After she swims away, he decides to get underneath the boat by himself, where he really digs the acoustics.
Hey, you.
Get off of my cloud! A head pops up and the unseen figure shoves Kenny's head beneath the water. And the next morning, after the camp's lifeguard has an aneurysm over the mess left in his lake,
These peckerheads suck!
he notices something.
How the hell did that get there?
Underneath that upturned boat is the body of Kenny, which, yeah, is pretty obviously fake. Even Ed French can admit to that.
That effect was slightly cursed. When he came in for the life cast that day, I think he was a little nervous. The life cast was a little compromised.
French did what he could to fix it, and honestly, it doesn't bug me that much, since the life cast allowed them to have that snake coming out of the mouth, and I think that's a great touch. Kenny is taken away in a body bag, and Mel is left insisting that his death was just an accident to a mustachioed cop named Frank.
No, funny shit, this movie's actually pretty good, bro. I mean, from the 11 minutes that I've witnessed, like, they actually tried. You feel me? Like, the director actually tried with this shit. But I imagine with the sequels that he covers, they probably, like, watered it down, made it worse. Y'all seen how in Cinderella, now they made, like, they got, like, a gay black character instead of I think it was a woman. I don't know why, bro. Like, they just be changing shit. I see now and I'm Dante shit. I'm not gonna lie. But, bro, that shit's crazy. That shit's crazy. I think people should just make what they want to make. You feel me? If people take it the wrong way, bro, people take it the wrong way. You feel me? Just learn from it. And then in the future, you feel me? Because back in the day, obviously there was being mad, heavy racist innuendos and shit like that. But, bro, like, for the most part, people don't really get offended, bro. It's a children's movie. You feel me? But it's like, bro, I don't know. Certain things, it's just like certain things people get canceled for and shit. It's just like, bro, that shit crazy. That shit crazy.
Remember Frank's mustache, alright? Specifically, how real it is. You're gonna miss that realness. Although Ronnie is unsettled by this second accident, camp life continues, meaning Judy is free to keep playing volleyball in a shirt that has her own name on it. Also, if you'll allow me a moment of internet supervisor pride, one of my mods, Jordan, did the best cosplay ever as Judy, and actually got a picture with Felissa Rose at Texas Frightmare. Great friggin' work, Jordan. I love it. Angela sits out of the volleyball game, but opens up like a chatterbox when Paul sits down and starts flirting with her again. That gets Judy jealous, and it also annoys the girls' counselor Meg, who tells Paul to go on and get. Although she's a counselor in charge of the younger campers, Meg is a mean girl who's allied herself with Judy because she is definitely not a Fangela. That night, after a movie in the rec hall, Angela and Paul have advanced to hand-holding, but when Paul tries to move on to face-kissing, Angela shuts down again. Yeah, when she responds like that, buddy, maybe don't go ahead and try to steal another one. Little lesson for you. If you can even hear me underneath all those pillows and that boy pile on up now, boys. The next day, Angela puts it behind her and is cute and giggly with Paul again. But that just gets her in trouble with Meg, who shakes her like a rag doll, and yelled at by Judy, who's jealous that Paul seems to fancy her. Judy makes fun of Angela for being
Wait, is that the shorty that other niggas is thirsty for?
Developed with a line that has stuck with me ever since I heard it as a kid.
She's a real carpenter's dream. The light is a board and needs a screw.
I actually have She's a Real Carpenter's Dream signed by Judy's actress, Karen Fields, on this curling iron back here, courtesy of Karen's daughter, Izzy. I met Karen and Izzy filming my first ever event video at Monsterpalooza back in 2017. Karen was one of my first ever interviews. She's very nice in person and had a blast playing such a mean character.
I just felt at ease, like I could just be as nasty as I wanted to be, and not think that that was a bad thing to be. because it's fun to be nasty.
Thanks so much for the curling iron, Karen and Izzy. Oh, and if you're
Damn,
wondering
so
why...
bro, you know her man's, if she's ever married or nothing, any of that, you know. Just look at the movies, bro. You know that's her real side. She literally just said it.
It's a curling iron? You'll find out later. Angela leaves her cabin and walks outside, passing some kids having a rooftop water balloon fight like that's a normal fucking thing to do. Head bully Billy and the other kids he's with turn their balloons against Angela, but don't worry, because aw shit, Adidas coming. As Paul tends to Angela, cousin Ricky runs out and delivers another profane diatribe to the bullies.
I'll kick your freaking asses over this goddamn camp, you fuck!
Although an improvised rant like that one got actor Jonathan Tiersten the role during auditions, here it gets Ricky in just as much trouble with Mel as Billy and the Balloon Boys. Later on, Billy hangs back from a baseball game for personal reasons.
I gotta take a wicked dump first, so I'll see you guys down there, alright?
Reading material in hand, he commences with his wicked dump, not knowing that an unseen figure has locked him inside the stall with a broomstick. And so Billy is trapped behind a locked door when a beehive is put inside the bathroom with him.
Damn.
Not sure why he didn't just escape underneath the door, because if he had, he might not have gotten Nicolas Caged with a bunch of bees. Oh man, more gross skin effects courtesy of Edward French. Dude is killing it with this nasty shit. Puns intended if you want them. After this third accident/murder, almost all of the campers have left Camp Arawak. In fact, Ronnie says that only 25 kids remain, causing Mel to deliver an incensed monologue about his #1 suspect, Ricky.
I've known all along, I've seen the hate in his eyes, but I never did anything. Now I'll stop him for what he's done to me. I'll stop him.
Even though there might be a killer out there, Paul and Angela are still meeting up after dark and
Bro,
kissing
why are
each
they
other.
Why are they outside,
They're
bro?
on the beach. Careful, Paul. She's a schemer.
Wait till I get my hands on you.
Haha, got him on you little schemer. But Paul once again presses past Angela's comfort limit.
Come on, Angela. I'm not doing anything.
Clearly you are, buddy. She said no, knock it off. Angela is apparently triggered into a flashback of her and her sibling as kids giggling at their dad in bed with that Lenny dude from the scene in the beginning. This comes out of nowhere nearly an hour into the movie, but yeah, now
So
this is a thing.
She gets a flashback to that? Pause.
Is it homophobic? Is it just kids giggling at something they don't understand? I don't know. I also don't really know the full meaning of this weird shot that ends the flashback. Why are you pointing so hard, little boy? Angela yells no and runs away from Paul the date rapist, and the next day, the camp's remaining campers engage in a group game of grab ass, or capture the flag, I guess. It looks a lot like grab ass to me. Paul continues pressing his luck with and body against a clearly uncomfortable Angela, and after she rebuffs him, Judy swoops in for that reboundy. Their makeout sesh is discovered by Angela, and if that wasn't bad enough for our quiet protagonist, she just
sabotaged?
Gets accosted at the lake by Meg, who lifts Angela up so she can throw her into the water. Ricky tries to intervene, but gets stopped by Mel, who accuses him of killing the other kids.
I saw you those times. In the rec room at the water fight, you killed them.
And so, with Ricky preoccupied, Angela is tossed into the lake. And even after Ricky and the lifeguard help her out, she's laughed at by Judy and Meg and gets sand thrown at her by some little kids.
Fuckers!
Stupid little kids. They'll pay for that.
You won't let them get away with this, that's for sure.
See, Ricky will make sure of it. In another of this movie's instances of sexual predation, camp owner Mel makes a date with his surely underage counselor Meg for later that night. Gross. Thanks to a long line in the girls' cabin bathroom, Meg ends up showering in an empty neighboring cabin, which is the perfect place for a killer to come in and end Meg's insufferable shower humming. That's not even a real song, Meg. Meg gets stabbed in the back with a knife through the aluminum shower wall and is killed when the unseen assailant carves her up and slits her back open. But hey, at least this mystery murderer knows to always keep their tools clean and to preserve water. No need to put Mother Earth on the kill count, right? Paul tries talking to Angela after that evening's social event at the rec hall, and when he refuses to leave her alone again, she finally capitulates to his whining.
Meet me at the waterfront after the social.
Good job, Paul. You succeeded successfully wore her down. Hope you're happy. One person who isn't happy is Mel, since his child date hasn't shown up for the dinner they planned. He ends up looking in the empty cabin, where her body inexplicably falls towards him, sporting a simple wound made out of wax, courtesy of Ed French. The body's trajectory doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
It suddenly falls against the shower curtain there, but it does lead to an absolutely incredible monologue by Mel.
Oh my God. Love you, Meg. He did this to get back at me. I had him, Meg. I had him. I let him go. I'll stop him. Gotta stop him.
Fuck yes. Give me that "not you, Meg" one more time.
You, Meg.
I love it.
Wait, so where are all the, like, what are they doing with the dead bodies, bro? Are they just, like, stashing them or what? Because people are finding them, but nothing's happening.
He winds up alone in her
Like, bro, if niggas find a dead body in the cabin, bro, they would definitely shut down the whole program, send everybody back home. Why is niggas still... Like, bro.
cabin, curling her hair before bed, when she's intruded upon by a silhouetted figure. Oh shit, that's clearly Jonathan Tiersten, who plays Ricky. I don't think this movie was meant to be seen in HD, because Jonathan Tiersten is only standing in here as a red herring. It is not supposed to be this clear to us that it's just Ricky in a wig.
Who is that?
Yeah, we're supposed to be more like Judy and not know who it is. The quote-unquote unknown figure approaches Judy and knocks her out with a punch, and the mean girl is then killed in a horrendous but thankfully off-screen way after the killer grabs her curling iron and puts a pillow over her face. The shadows on the wall tell us everything we need to know, as does the resulting scream. But in case you need it spelled out for you, Felissa Rose is here to explain what happened.
Sticking that curling iron up that bitch's vagina.
Damn, that is brutal. And it manages to be a memorably gruesome kill, even though it was done off screen. While all this other stuff was going on, there was also a small side plot featuring a counselor named Eddie as he led a group of younger kids out on a camping trip. After a couple of them complain about how cold it is, Eddie agrees to take them back to the cabins, reluctantly leaving the others behind on their own. If only he knew that first-person killers were native to this area, he might not have had to come back later to find 4 little bodies hacked up in their sleeping bags. These kills are kind of confusing, but they're meant to be 4 of the little shits that threw sand at Angela back when she got thrown into the lake. Regardless, it's effective enough to make Eddie throw up. Yeah, dude, it's safe to say you're—
I'm not gonna lie, bro. My camera about to die soon, bro. I gotta speed this up a little bit. At least a minute.
Summer camps are apparently a great place to lose your head. As for Angela, who's been the killer this whole time, the big infamous ending here reveals that she was born as Peter but raised by Martha as Angela. Again, just so you're clear, in that boat accident we saw, the real Angela Baker died, and the surviving child, her brother Peter Baker, was raised as the new Angela Baker by his Aunt Martha. Obviously, this ending is all kinds of loaded in retrospect, and since I'm not by any means qualified to comment on it, I suggest you check out the podcast episode we did on transgender representation in horror to hear some here, though. The filmmakers briefly entertained the idea of having Felissa Rose wear a strap-on. But her mom wasn't about to let that fly.
Felissa was never going to be allowed to strap that on.
Instead, they ended up making a mold of her face and creating a thin mask made of dental acrylic with glass eyeballs. An unknown male actor wore the mask as he stood there nude. And unfortunately, it sounds like when the time came, he really didn't want to do it.
So this guy sat down and started to have a few beers. And by the time it was time to shoot,
he was crying horribly. Yeah, it was really just, it was bizarre. And it was freezing.
It's okay and is living with the
Never heard from again.
Now, clearly, part of this whole thing is the intense
they never heard
music.
from him again. Okay.
Playing over Angela's intense face, which is then turned an intense photo-negative looking green as the credits begin to roll. What an ending. How many people did Angela Baker air a whack at summer camp?
This movie was kind of
Let's find out and give
interesting.
the numbers.
This movie was interesting, bro.
People died in Sleepaway Camp, and the victims' ages were all over the place. We ended up with 9 male victims and 3 female victims, giving us a 3-to-1 ratio of dudes. And with a runtime of 85 minutes, that left us with a kill on average just over every 7 minutes. I'll give the Golden Chainsaw for coolest kill to Judy. It's absolutely horrendous, but I like that it's left to the imagination. You gotta respect a kill that manages to be this memorable despite not being on screen at all. Dull Machete for lamest kill will go to the 4 campers hacked up in their sleeping bags, since even writer-director Robert Hildesing has said that those deaths don't make a lot of sense.
If I have one regret in the film, it's the scene with the little kids. If I had the chance to do it again, I would probably do something different. It's the one part of the film that I'm kind of uncomfortable with.
Hey, that's it. We're the Brother Miss Foster Rich Cops to the channel. You feel me? I can't remember how to die, bro. Because of videos you want me to react to in the comments down below. And I'm gonna catch you on the next one, bro. Stay safe.